Type in healthcare reform to your favorite search, and you're bound to come upon endless links explaining the bill and exclaiming why it is right or wrong. As you may have heard, the fiery decades-old war over how the industry should operate rages on today, burning brighter now, possibly, than ever before. Dr. Corey Carroll operates on its front lines, running his own practice in Fort Collins. His first step in caring for his patients is developing a relationship.
I know them very well. They know me. They trust me.
Americans spend about $7.5 trillion on healthcare annually and about $2,500 per capita more than the next closest nation, Norway. As a primary care physician, Carroll operates in a specialty that studies show produces some of the best results in patient care. But cost efficiency is a problem throughout all facets of the medical community. Some estimates put waste as high as $750 billion. While the healthcare reform battle wages in the Supreme Court, doctors themselves are taking steps to cut costs in the industry through a program called Choosing Wisely, which, among other things, urges doctors to use expensive tests such as CT scans and X-rays only when necessary. While Dr. Carroll agrees that these guidelines are a step in the right direction, they fail to address the real problem with healthcare in this country: the system itself.
There's $430 billion of waste, of administrative waste, because of our for-profit system. You said $700 billion because of inappropriate tests. Do the math. So every other industrialized nation that has universal health care for its citizens has better outcomes, spends less money. We've got to move to that system.
Carroll points out that knowledge of waste in the industry is nothing new, but it's not as simple as just cutting services. Say, in the case of an ER doctor.
I'm saying, so when you go to an emergency room or perhaps a specialist that doesn't know the patient as well as the primary care doctor, you have a tendency to say, well, I have one shot at treating you. And if I screw up, then there's going to be consequences.
The truth is, the medical world is on shaky ground. The current spending trends have us on pace to nearly double annual spending to $4.3 trillion by 2019. If all that sounds, well,
depressing,
Carroll has some advice.
He says, do everything to stay healthy. Because regardless of, A, you don't want to get sick, but B, I don't think there's any healthcare system that really does as good of a job for a person if they've spent effort and time keeping themselves healthy.